Okay, good morning. So then day 26, another 20-minute meditate. Um, there's a couple of things I want to share today, and they kind of tie into each other. So I've had two pieces of feedback. Well, maybe one feedback, one questions. And the questions, let me do the questions first, and then I give that the other feedback. So this came from an email. And it says here, I have a couple of questions. I've spoken to the person who sent me this, by the way, and they're happy for me to share it. I have a couple of questions. I hope they're not weird. As the thoughts subside, my mind starts to focus on random pains or itching in my body. Will this go eventually? The other thing is, which is the weird bit, if I have no thoughts, I'm seeing colors and shapes, but really fuzzy, most often purple, gold, or black. Do I need to work through this, or is it normal? Perfectly normal, absolutely perfectly normal. And without wishing to expand the ego of the person who wrote this email to me, if they're listening, then it's actually quite a positive sign. The seeing of colors is understood in the East that it's the opening of the third eye, the center of our intuition and our insight. So that's like a really, really positive thing to see. It's a sign, if you like, that something's happening, as is the itching. Mind starts to focus on random pains or itching in my body. That also in the East, if we were, sitting with a Eastern meditation teacher, they would call that Kriya. Kriya just means action. And it's their signs, both of these, the seeing of the color and the itching and the random pains in the body, they're signs that the nervous system is opening up. You might say, and you don't have to believe this, but you might say that the chi, the prana, the vital force they talk about in the East, is now starting to cleanse through the meridian system where the acupuncturist will put their needles. Well, that has even finer and finer branches in it. And then as we start to meditate, as the hemispheres balance out, as we understand it in the West, as the limbic system calms and the prefrontal cortex has more activity, it has an overall calming effect on the body, not just on a physical level. It's understood in the East. There's subtler levels of our being, an emotional body, a mental body, this vital force or pranic body, they call it in yoga. And so all of those things, the seeing of colors, the itching in the body, the random sensations, they're manifestations of cleansing, actually, you could say. When we do alternate nostril breathing, the name for that is Nadi Shodhana. That's the name in the Sanskrit, in yoga. Nadi Shodhana. Nadi means a meridian, a channel, and Shodhana means cleansing. So this action is understood to cleanse and purify the subtler levels of our being. So all positive signs there, emailer. Thank you for that. And if anybody else has any questions, please share them, because there are probably other people having the same, experiences or similar experiences, and they're not sure if if that's normal. Yeah, so I'll just reiterate what I think at least I hope I've said before, which is that whatever you experience, whatever you experience, you just allow it to be. You trust in nature. Obviously, I have to say, if you're unsure about anything physically, go and see your doctor, get it checked out. But in the East, everything that manifests in the mind, in the emotions, in the body is there. It's there at the perfect time for you to integrate it. So the meditation teachers in the East say, just let it be. Everything that rises and falls, it's all manifestations of the mind. And we're looking to experience the reality beyond the mind. So just let that stuff come and go. Colors in the mind, itching in the body, whatever the manifestation, let it come and go. And then the second piece of feedback I had, which kind of ties into that, somebody else shared with me that the most useful piece of information. They're doing the email course, so they're receiving the emails and these videos on YouTube rather than the live sessions. They shared with me that the most useful piece they've heard so far in those emails was that about that lady from the transcendental meditation time, where she told the researchers who had her hooked up to the EEG, disregard my data, disregard my data. My mind was far too busy today. And then the researchers said to her, well, that's interesting because you've reported the deepest brainwaves we've seen so far. And that's it. The release of that stuff, whether it's, for example, in the emailer's example, colors, seeing colors in the mind, or itching, or sensations in the body. As we settle down deeper into ourselves, we can open up layers of tension that we didn't even know existed. Tension in our, sounds strange if it's a new concept to you, but tension within the mind, tension within our emotional system, tension within that vitality system, and certainly tension within the physical body. As that happens, things manifest, the mind becomes a bit busier, and mind includes emotions. And so then we just let that stuff pass through. Whatever happens, just let it keep filtering off. You're just filtering off contents of the mind at deeper and deeper and deeper levels, until you get to experience what's beyond the mind. And then there's no need for any more questions. You'll know when you touch that place. You'll I don't need to tell you anything more than that. Just find yourself there and all is obvious. Okay, so 20 minutes. I've realized these chimes are not as loud as they are here for me, as they are coming out through the microphone for you guys. So I'm going to play them a little stronger near to the mic today. But first, a body scan. So settling, breathing a bit deeper. And then starting to scan through the body. I'll play a chime in a couple of minutes. And then I'll play 3 chimes in after 20 minutes. And then we'll sit for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Again, continuing with your sitting, with your witnessing, with your observing through the body, or your imagination, or beginning to bring yourself back, breathing a little deeper, moving when you're ready. And then coming back, opening the eyes whenever you're ready. Well done. Well done. See you tomorrow.